Hey, it's Kyle. Today we are learning two tiny SQL words that do a huge amount of work, limit and offset. Imagine a table with a million rows and you only want to show 10 of them on a page. By the end of this, you'll be slicing big result sets into neat little pages without breaking a sweat. Quick reset before we go further. When you run a select, the database hands you back rows, and a row is just one record, like one customer or one order. The problem is, a table can hold millions of rows, and you rarely want all of them at once. So we need a way to say, give me only some. Think of a deck of cards. Limit is you saying just deal me the top three, then stop. Here limit 3 means the database returns at most 3 rows and quietly ignores the rest. In short, limit is a ceiling on how many rows come back. Here's the whole table laid out as boxes. When we say limit 3, the database keeps the green ones and grays out everything else. Notice it doesn't look at the dropped rows at all, it just stops early. Now OFSit is the opposite move. It's like telling someone skip the first 3 people in line, I'll start with the 4th. So OFSit 3 jumps past 3 rows and then limit 3 grabs the next 3. In short, OFSit says start further down the list. Watch the arrow move. It steps over the first 3 rows because we offset by 3. Then it lands on the 4th and collects 3 rows from there. This skip then take combo is the heart of pagination. Here's the trick that ties it together. A web page shows maybe 10 items, so limit is 10. To get page 3, you skip the first 2 pages, that's 20 rows, so OFSet is 20. The formula is offset equals page size times page number minus 1. Clean. Here's a mistake I made early on that cost me an afternoon. I paginated without order by and the same page kept showing different rows each refresh. That's because without a sort, the database can return rows in any order it likes. In short, if you use limit and offset, always add order by so pages stay stable. People trip on this constantly. OFSit is how many rows to skip, not the row number to start at. OFSit 1 does not mean start at row 1, it means skip 1 row and start at row 2. Say it out loud a few times, it saves real bugs. Now my honest opinion on this topic, OFSet is overrated for deep pages. Here's why. To reach OFSet 100,000, the database still walks through all 100,000 rows just to throw them away. So the deeper the page, the slower it gets. It's fine for early pages, but it does not scale to page 10,000. Here's the alternative called Keyset or cursor pagination. Instead of skipping rows, you remember the id of the last row you saw and ask for rows after it. The database jumps straight there using the index, no wasted scanning. Plus, it stays fast on any page. The minus is you can't jump to an arbitrary page number, only next and previous. So let's line them up. Line it with offset is dead simple and lets you jump to any page, but it drags on deep pages. Keyset flies no matter how deep you go, but it only really does next and previous. Rule of thumb, small dataset or admin table, use OOffset, huge feed that scrolls forever, use Keyset. One heads up so you're not surprised. Not every database spells this the same way. Postgres and MySQL use limit and offset like we've seen, but SQL Server and standard SQL use offset and fetch. Same idea underneath, just different words, so check your database's flavor. Let's land it. Limit caps how many rows you get, offset skips rows before you start, and together they give you pagination. Always sort with order by, so pages stay stable, and when pages go really deep, reach for Keyset instead. If this clicked for you, that's what the like button is for.